We hit story time once again with KSHSAA Covered on Kansas Sports Chatter. Scott Paske, one of the KSHSAA Covered staff writers, joining the show today and catching up with you. I mean, I know you're busy. You're hitting up a variety of sports this time of the year, but kind of recapping volleyball, Scott. You were able to watch hang out in Hutchinson during the state championship weekend. Saw 3A and 4A. Starting with 3A. I felt like there were a lot of dominant performances in volleyball this year, maybe like every year, but Silver Lake was really impressive.
Yeah, they were. You talk about Ellenwood being the lone undefeated team in Kansas this year in volleyball, but a couple really good champions in the 3A and 4A tournaments. And yeah, we'll start with Silver Lake. The Eagles came in to the 3A tournament as the top seed, had won 41 out of 42 matches coming into state. I think we're on like a 32-match winning streak. And so really kind of had that favorite role, came in as a pretty strong favorite and just – Silver Lake's one of those schools, always impressive athletes, and you could kind of see why they had such a good season. They played really well in the pool play, and then in Saturday semifinals and finals were kind of turned things up a notch. The interesting storyline, I guess, when they reached the championship match on Saturday in the Hutchinson Sports Arena, is they got to play Holton for a fourth time this season. They had defeated Holton. Three times in a week's time back in September, and all of those matches went 3 sets. So Holton, certainly was a formidable opponent and came into state as the 6th seed and won its pool. They had the Wildcats had an outstanding weekend as well, and I think we're really excited for that 4th opportunity to play Silver Lake. But Silver Lake, after beating Holton in the 3-set matches 3 times, ends up taking the championship match in 2 games, and really I thought in the second game kind of showed that champion's medal. They have not a large senior class, but had a good senior group with Paige Windsor and Paige Hyman as part of that, and then a really good sophomore athlete and Karis Dieter, who's not super tall but can jump out of the gym as an outside hitter, and so Silver Lake in that second game or second set of that championship match, you really started to see all those weapons, the various weapons that they had, and you just kind of felt like, what came to mind was kind of a boa constrictor effect. They really just kind of squeezed the life out of Holton in that second set. You could see it, and really an outstanding champion. Silver Lake winning its 10th state title, 5th under Sarah Johnson, and just a really good team this year.
Loved your story on KSHSAACovered.com, which anybody can go check out all the stories from all the staff writers. But how about this headline from you for 4A? Promise delivered, Grimes Andale claim Class 4A volleyball title and return to states. Take me through the backstory of Andale and this story.
Yeah, Andale, outstanding senior leader, Hayden Grimes, and a player who had started as a libero as a freshman and really was an impact player even as a young first-year high school player, and then just kind of kept developing and really was an outstanding player. She's committed to Colorado State. Andale came in as the number 1 seed as well, 31-1, although they were ranked number 2 in the final state volleyball rankings behind Clay Center, and they ended up beating Clay Center in the semifinals. Clay Center took the first set from Andale, and that was the first set Andale had lost since September 11th. Wow. They only lost 3 sets all season. A couple of them were to Bishop Carroll in their lone match loss back in September. All the other victories they had coming into state were 2-setters. So on the final day, Andale really had to work hard to get that state championship. They went 3 sets in both matches, the semifinals against Clay Center, and then their championship match against against Topeka Hayden was just a backyard brawl. Hayden had really overwhelmed Pale in the 4A semifinals and looked super strong. That first set, being an old timer, I kind of remember the Hearns and Hagler fights, boxing title match where you can find it on YouTube. Those two just come out pounding each other, and that's kind of how that championship match was. Andale really, I think, kind of caught Hayden off guard in the first game, beat him 25-12, and looked just super. Hayden bounced back in the second game and really did the same thing to Andale, got all over them in the second game. Andale made a furious charge trying to win that second game and take the sweep, but Hayden got him to 3. and then Andale really such a super seesaw match with Hayden in the third game there, and Andale ends up taking it 25-22 with Grimes getting the final kill on championship point. And really, Andale had a lot of other weapons too. Abby McNeil's a good complementary hitter to Grimes. Reagan Winter, super 6'2" player in the middle for Andale. But Grimes is really kind of the heartbeat of that team, and she had promised that group at the first practice of the season that we're going to win a state championship, guys. There's just that I feel it. We're going to get this done, and she was able to help Andale deliver that in their second season under Scott Johnson, who's done a good job replacing Kaylee Birdcamp. Andale gets the second state title in 5 years, and Hayden. I'll just put them up there as a team to watch for next season. Good young team with outstanding sophomore hitter in Schmidtline, and Hayden will be a team to watch in the future. But it was Andale's time on November 1st in the Hutchinson Sports Arena.
I mean, great reporting on your part on getting that quote and kind of from Grimes and putting it into that story. But when you're like writing one of these stories, Scott, and it's a recap, basically a recap of that season and a state championship caliber team, and they're able to pull it off. Like, what goes into your head as far as when you're piecing that story together and working not only the results from that state match, but and just a great run through of the entire season in general?
Yeah, I'd had a chance to see Andale senior night. I'd gone to Andale on their final home matches and talked to Hayden Grimes that night. And Andale actually had kind of the storyline. They missed state last year. Grimes got hurt right before the sub-state. Not to take anything away from McPherson, who defeated them in the sub-state, but Andale really didn't have all of its weapons. Setter Abby Winter was also injured late in the season last year. So Andale had made six consecutive state tournament appearances heading into last year. That streak came to an end. So this season really had that underlying tone of we want to get back there, get back to state. And Grimes took it a step further. She said, we don't want to just get back. We're going to win the thing. And so I think kind of going into the tournament, you had that knowledge of, from talking to Hayden that was a potential storyline for that could play out at state, and not that anybody really needs to feel super sorry for Andale. It's an outstanding program, and 1 year of missing state is not the end of the world. But it really motivated, it energized them, it polarized them, and got them going, and turned into a great story, and kind of like Babe Ruth calling his shot. Hayden Grimes did the same.
I like it, Scott. Appreciate the time.
I appreciate it too, Cole. Thank you.
You can check out that story at KSHSAAcovered.com. That is Scott Paske with our story time with KSHSAA Covered.